Okay, this is the fatness spectrum. A small fat is a size 18 and lower, 1x or 2x. I'm a 4x, 5x. I'm a size 26, sometimes 28. I am the super fat you say I'm speaking over.
It's important to recognize that being fat is not a form of oppression in the same way that racism, sexism, homophobia, and other forms of discrimination and marginalization are. Being fat is a physical state that can have a range of potential health implications, but it is not an inherent characteristic that defines an individual's worth or value. That being said, it's also important to recognize that there can be social and cultural consequences associated with being fat. For example, overweight and obese individuals can face stigma, discrimination, and bias in areas such as employment, healthcare, and education. This can lead to lower self-esteem, reduced access to resources, and other negative outcomes. It's important to recognize that these consequences are not inherent to being fat, but rather are a result of societal attitudes and biases towards overweight and obese individuals. Addressing these issues requires a focus on challenging these biases and promoting greater acceptance and inclusivity for all body types. Overall, being fat is not a form of oppression, but it can have social and cultural consequences that are important to recognize and address. It's important to promote body positivity and acceptance for all body types, while also working to challenge biases and discrimination towards overweight and obese individuals.
I hear any of you say that your New Year's resolution is to lose weight.
People in that comment section are offended.
What, am I not allowed to better myself? What, are you against being healthy?
Vowing to exercise more, eat healthier, and lose weight were the top 3 New Year's resolutions this year. And every year! There is a $1 billion industry invested in you wanting to lose weight. Nobody is stopping you. But also maybe some people just don't actually care. And I can already hear all of the weight loss coaches and former fat people and crybaby trainers being like,
they're just stopping you from achieving your goal, and if you hire me, I can do this.
The persecution complex on those people is so embarrassing. You're not stomping feet, tantrum mad about someone not being able to achieve their health goals. You're mad at the mere suggestion there are people out there that don't care about trying to achieve a body size you've convinced yourself is morally superior. The idea that there are people who want to make goals that don't revolve around making their body smaller sends you spiraling.
It is absolutely fine to have New Year's resolutions that aim to improve your overall health and well-being. Setting goals and making positive changes to your lifestyle can be a powerful way to improve your physical and mental health and enhance your quality of life. However, it's important to recognize that the health and wellness industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry that can sometimes promote unrealistic expectations and unhealthy habits in pursuit of weight loss or other health goals. It's important to approach any health and wellness program or product with a critical eye and to research the potential risks and benefits before investing time and money into it. At the same time, it's also important to recognize that the fast food industry is another multi-billion-dollar industry that can have negative effects on our health, such as contributing to obesity, heart disease, and other chronic illnesses. It's important to acknowledge the role that fast food and processed food plays in our diets and to make informed choices about what we eat. It's also important to recognize that a focus solely on the health and wellness industry can be problematic, as it can promote the idea that individuals are solely responsible for their own health and well-being, without taking into account the social and economic factors that can impact health outcomes. In order to truly promote health and well-being, we need to address the root causes of health inequities and work towards creating a more just and equitable society. Overall, it's fine to have New Year's resolutions that aim to improve your overall health and well-being, but it's important to approach any health and wellness program or product with a critical eye and to recognize the role that the fast food industry and other social and economic factors play in shaping health outcomes.
Since you got your degree, and you know every fucking thing.
Doctors have a professional and ethical obligation to provide their patients with accurate medical assessments, diagnoses, and treatments. When a patient is obese, it is important for the doctor to acknowledge this fact and communicate it to the patient, as obesity can have significant health implications and is associated with an increased risk of various medical conditions, such as heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. Moreover, identifying and acknowledging obesity can help doctors develop appropriate treatment plans and interventions to help their patients manage their weight and improve their overall health. By recognizing obesity as a medical condition, doctors can work with their patients to develop personalized treatment plans that may include lifestyle changes, such as dietary adjustments and increased physical activity, and, in some cases, medications or surgical interventions. Ultimately, by diagnosing obese patients as obese, doctors can help their patients understand the severity of their condition and the potential health risks associated with it, as well as develop effective treatment plans to help them improve their health and quality of life.
Full-time TikToker, and I found out brands don't want to work with fat people.
Okay, no, but let's talk about this. Because I have been online in the social media world for a long time, I guess, and I don't understand how people are making full-time living wages from social media only. And the truth is that there are some fat people who are making bank, but most of those fat people are white, and also most of those fat people have a very palatable presence online. And what I mean by a palatable presence is, I mean, they're pushing forward, okay, some sort of fat acceptance at a very minor level. But if you are someone who is online and you are pushing forward full on fat liberation content, I am not talking about body positivity, I'm talking about fat liberation content, and you are trans or queer or non-binary or outside of the gender binary, whatever it might be, you are not going to be making bank. It's just, show me one fat person who's also marginalized, who is also working hard at fat liberation, who is making $100,000 online, just online. And so when people are constantly selling this idea of okay, I have the same amount of followers as you, and I make this much money, I'm like, listen, that's just honestly not how it works for some of us. Because if you are not palatable to the mass market, people don't want to spend money on your content. They don't care how many followers you have. They don't care about your engagement, etc. They just care about the image they want to push forward for their brand. And that is what we really have to start talking about. And honestly, if you are a fat person who's working towards fat liberation or working on fat liberation, and you're posting about that, and you're also at the margins of other identity brackets, and you're making bank online, I want to know who you are, and I want to support you, and I also want to pay you to tell me how the fuck to do that. And also, let's be honest about who and what creators are making the most amount of dough. The most amount of dough. They are white creators. They are white, palatable, at least connected to thinness or attractive fatness, socially acceptable fatness, whatever that might look like. And that, what is happening? What are we trying to say?
Companies may choose not to work with certain content creators or influencers for a variety of reasons, and being overweight is typically not one of them. Instead, companies may opt not to work with influencers who have a history of promoting controversial or potentially harmful ideas or messages. This can include spreading misinformation, engaging in hate speech, or promoting extremist ideologies. In today's world, where social media and online content can spread rapidly, companies are often careful about the people they choose to associate with and the messages they endorse. They may also have specific values and ethics that guide their decision-making when it comes to partnering with influencers. Ultimately, companies want to work with content creators and influencers who align with their values and can help them reach their target audience in a positive and impactful way. While factors like appearance or personal beliefs may be considered, they are typically not the sole or primary reasons for a company's decision to work with or not work with a particular influencer.